So yeah, Airrack irreversibly deleted his YouTube channel. And fans are going crazy. They're going crazy. Oh, hold up. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the Realest Podcast. The banner right there. It's cleaned up now. It's cleaned up now. If you guys haven't watched the last episode, you would understand why. The banner, episode 18, was all dirty. We cleaned it up. We cleaned it up. But anyways, welcome back to the Realest Podcast. Hope you guys are having an amazing freaking day. Amazing freaking day, night, morning, wherever you guys are watching. Thank you guys so much again. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Beyond that, Nationers, we're here. We're here again. Episode 19. I'm so excited because episode 20 is going to be amazing. Episode 21 and 22 are going to be banger. They're just going to be super duper awesome. The guests, the content. I'm super duper excited about it. So we're here, back at it for the Realest Podcast. Again, banner right there. I want to get right into it, though. Caitlin is not here. She's not here. She is driving. She's driving. She's out with our father, my father, her father. We have the same father. She's out driving with our dad around the block, around the city. She drove last time very far. She drove. It was funny enough. So she drove all the way to Dwight Merkel, which from here, super far. It's like half an hour. But it was funny because like the route to get there is like not ideal. It's like something that you would never expect like a very beginning driver to eventually drive within their, or like not even eventually, because eventually they'll do it, but to drive within their first time driving a car, which is kind of insane. Usually it's just like the easy parking lot driving. Like, hey, let's figure out how to park. Let's figure out how to turn around this corner. Nah, my dad's like, hey, I'm going to have you drive 30 miles away, 10 miles. And yeah, for 2 hours. Absolutely insane. Again, super duper proud of her though. Super duper proud of her to kind of step behind the wheel and obviously take on the challenge that is a 10-mile drive through, you know, one of the busiest sections of town. And then, yeah, I mean, basically the busiest section of town other than if you're downtown. But regardless, that's where they're at right now. They are driving. I don't know where they're going. Usually we just kind of find out afterwards because it's kind of a little spontaneous as well. So yeah, we'll maybe next episode when she's on, we'll have her talk about it. Hopefully she's back. I'm really hoping she's back. I was literally coming out of the shower. No, yeah, it's like right after the shower today. And my dad's like, you ready to go, Caitlin? I'm like, oh, she's leaving. She can't be on the podcast. Oh, shucks. How is she not going to be on the podcast? She's not going to be on the podcast. It's all right, though. She's in safe hands right behind the wheel. And it's funny because you probably, if you ever driven around or like ever been in a car, which, you know, most of us have who are listening, you'll usually see like the patience, like, you know, student driver, be patient, frequent stops, student driver, something like a little sticker that like signifies to the other drivers that you're a student driver or learning, or like, you know, like one of those baby on boards, like stuff of that nature, but it's for student drivers. There goes my neighbors. They're leaving too. So yeah, my parents got 3 of them, so they put it on the sides of the car and then the back of the car. So I find that super, super funny. Hopefully all is well. I mean, I remember my first time driving. Oh, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I mean, you know, you hit a few curbs here and there. You know, you don't really know what you're doing. You're just like, oh, you know, hopefully, I mean, at least luckily you've been able to witness people drive, so you know how to drive, right? You know how to drive. And that's kind of like a good thing in a way because you kind of can see it, you know, you can see the thought process. You can kind of see the decisions made at a 4-way stop, at a roundabout, at a light, you know. So yeah, that's what's going on. And that's why Caitlin is not here. Again, she's driving, not here. hopefully next episode she'll be here so we can talk about it. But I just wanted to at least mention some things that we're going to discuss in today's podcast and future podcasts. We're going to be having some guests on here very, very, very soon. So be prepared for that. I got 2 guests, at least one confirmed lineup, and then one where we're kind of like going to meet up. So I'm hoping to film, but nothing guaranteed. But I'm pretty sure he'll be up for it. So we'll be definitely adding to the wall here. I'm super duper excited about that because this wall has not been added to in like 2 months. So we're going to add some people to it. Okay. We're going to add some people to it. It's going to be fun. I'm super duper excited about that. Regardless, some things to talk about in today's episode. Also, I'm doing a Spartan race. So it's going to be kind of weird because the next time an episode comes out, I will already have finished my Spartan race. Like it'll be like literally like right after I finish my Spartan race. So that's going to kind of weird. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Okay. You get what I'm saying. But some things to talk about in today's podcast. There's been some things circulating around the NFL. There's some things circulating about the YouTube space right now. It's a pretty interesting topic, and I kind of wanted to get into that. And also just like concerts and music festivals, which we're also going to talk about. So let's talk about something that, we've been able to talk about before on some podcasts. Airrack. We've talked about Airrack multiple times. I talked about him in my Treehouse podcast, and I also talked about him when it comes to just general podcast stuff. So yeah, Airrack irreversibly deleted his YouTube channel, and fans are going crazy. They're going crazy. I myself included. I remember when I was in the Geneva, that's where like our hub is for Creator Now. I've mentioned Creator Now. It's Airrack's YouTube boot camp, and that's like his thing, right? Oh, they're home. They just came back. Hopefully we'll get Kitten on the podcast to talk about things. But regardless, let's finish this for a quick second. So how we were all freaking out. There was this guy named Drip, shout out Drip. He had mentioned, like, hey, I can't look up Airrack's channel. It's not popping up. So I'm like, okay. I literally see the message on the notification, go to YouTube, type in Airrack, nothing, literally nothing. Not one thing other than like videos regarding Airrack. So, I'm like, I don't see it either. And then like 50 other people say, I don't see it. Oh my gosh. And then we're all like trying to think about like, what about his latest video? He dressed up as a fake EMT. Maybe that was like against like a certain law or like a, maybe guidelines, and it got his channel terminated, or, what did that look like, And so we're all just trying to come up with some diagnosis of the deletion of the channel. And we didn't get an answer probably for like 6-7 hours. And he posted this Instagram reel, and he's like, I just irreversibly deleted my YouTube channel to train for the most insane tournament of my life, XtremePong. And so that's why he did it, to kind of like a marketing stunt. I remember when like Jake Paul did it when his like account got hacked. It was so dumb. This one's actually like decently good, I would say. Like it got his fans like worrying, kind of like brought attention, you'll get a few headlines about it. But at the same time, is it the best that it could have been? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it could have been better, but I mean, I think it still brought the attention that I think he wanted towards this event, which is going to be happening on November 13th. 13th that's when I actually am flying out to go to my Spartan race. It's down in Sacramento. But regardless, the YouTube community, especially in Creator Now, was just like, oh my gosh, bro, like, what happened? Like literally nothing, not one thing. And it was interesting because like some people were able to look up like videos. They were able to look up like an individual video from their, YouTube history or their Google history. And it just said like this user, has like deleted or terminated their channel, which was kind of insane. So yeah, I mean, I was just like, oh my goodness, like how did this happen? So that was a very interesting thing, which I mean, again, probably brought the attention that he did want for this event. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of creators. It's $120,000 grand prize or pool. And, Brett Rivera, Pearson himself, Ryan Strahan, FaZe Rugg, like a whole bunch of influencers like Bryce Hall, and a handful of other people are going to be competing in Extreme Pong. They're basically playing ping pong, and they're, trying to win. They're trying to win, obviously. I'm going to see if I can get Caitlin on the podcast. Caitlin! Caitlin! I don't think she can hear me. Oh, Caitlin. Come on, Caitlin! Come on, should we call her? I'm going to call her. We're going to give her a quick ring here, okay? C-Star. Who left me? Okay, Caitlin! Oh, she's in. Hi, Caitlin. Hey. How are you? You want to join me? Yeah. Feel free to join me. There's a screw on your seat, so you might want to move that. Unless you're okay with a screw being loose on your seat.
I am.
Okay. How was driving?
I drove for 20 miles.
Did you go to Post Falls? Did you go to Coeur d'Alene? Where'd you go? What happened?
Near CV district.
Okay, and you just drove around in the residentials there?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Is it nerve-wracking being
it
behind
is.
the scene? Yeah? I know. I was watching you sitting right behind, right in the driveway here for like 10 minutes when you guys were first starting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I literally just talked about how you were on a drive. And then literally 5 minutes later, I see your guys' car. Ooh, please be aware there's a student driver driving on the side of the cars. Those were super funny. They had the stickers and all that good stuff. So, yeah. How was it, You're driving around. You learn anything?
Yeah.
Like?
I went on Trent.
How was that?
Scary.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially turning on or getting on, however you got on?
I got on from Argonne, so it wasn't that hard.
Oh, okay. No, you at least have a light there to kind of guide you. So you really went around, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You did a DoorDash route that
Yeah.
That's nice. I always find it funny that every time you're on the podcast, you're always eating. I always like how you always ask permission to. You're like, can I eat in the podcast? I'm like, yeah, if you're hungry, go for it. So yeah. We just talked about Airrack deleting his channel. And I wanted to get into some more topics of today, but you're here. I want to talk about your Halloween festivities.
I'm
Scarywood.
Exhausted. We already talked about that.
I know.
Why are we doing it again?
Well, are you still traumatized? Are you still? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you say that with a little bit?
Wait.
Okay. Welcome to our ASMR section of the video.
Your sex.
Okay. But are you still traumatized by the events that have occurred over at Scarywood? You didn't have any nightmares? You have any nightmares? No.
I slept with my LED lights on.
That is true. And yeah, how's school going? I mean, you just finished up your soccer season, which is kind of exciting. This woman and her Skittles. You can never get anything out of her if she's eating Skittles. Nothing. Not one thing. And funny enough, Halloween happened, right? So, this was hilarious. Remember the one girl? So we were handing out candy.
Didn't we talk about Halloween already?
We didn't talk about Halloween itself. We talked about, because it was recorded Saturday. That makes sense. Right? Halloween Sunday. So, it was funny because we had our first trick-or-treaters. We're making our pumpkins still. We're literally still carving our pumpkins. And, we're cooking the pizza, Papa Murphy's pizza. And Mom is sitting on the couch down there. And she's watching her movies. She's watching her movies. And it's hilarious because, you hear a... And I'm like, Mom... She's like, are you going to grab it? She's like, no! Shh. What? Are you not going to hand out candy to them? We're still working on our pumpkins. Just literally get up, answer the door, and give them candy. We have plenty of candy. Shh. Be quiet. No, who cares? I'm like, what? Not to mention, me and Caitlin were the only ones handing out candy. And we sat outside after we finished our pumpkins, and we're just kind of we didn't really want to open the door. So what we did, sat outside, had the thing with all the candy, the bowl, between us with our pumpkins there as well. And there was this younger, kid.
Like 3.
Yeah, probably like 3 or 4. Super young, like in like a Tinkerbell like outfit, stuff of that nature. And I like hand her
candy.
Yeah, candy. And she's like, that's not enough. So she like puts her hand in there and grabs like a whole handful. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all.
No, well, first she grabbed the sucker. I'm like, maybe she just wants the sucker.
Yeah,
and then she went again.
Yeah. She grabbed. So it happened like twice. I like hand her candy. She's like, no, I want that sucker as well. So grabs the sucker and then grabs a handful. I'm like, it's fine with me.
You do you.
You do you little 3-year-old. She was very happy after grabbing all that candy.
This is how she felt. Oh, we can't hear it.
You cannot hear it. So there's a soundboard on here. And Caitlin, yeah, there's a soundboard on here. We're not going to use a soundboard, unfortunately. She's done it again.
Da, 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 da.
But yeah, Halloween was good. I dressed up as, I dressed up in, not as, in the Sprite Cranberry LeBron James Sprite commercial. I dressed up in a red hoodie and what I thought was white vest from here, but it was actually gray. Same thing. And then,
what?
Then what did you dress up as, Caitlin?
Nothing.
No. You dressed up as
Jesus, but not on Halloween.
You dressed up as Jesus at the
party though.
Party.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were Jesus. Nice nod. Yes. No. Yes. What is going on? The podcast is derailed. Okay. But I wanted to get into the Henry Ruggs situation, Caitlin. Okay. How fast was he going, Caitlin?
157.
6?
6.
156 miles per hour. How is that possible? Have you seen the video?
No.
Of him on that security camera when there's like a slower car driving, and then yes, you did. You shared it with me.
Oh my God,
you shared it to me on
yes!
TikTok.
I thought that was a joke.
No.
I thought that was like a real joke.
No, that's like the actual footage.
I want to see that
again.
I'll see it.
Yeah. So how it went was there.
Let me just turn down.
Henry Ruggs is now a former NFL player, a professional football player.
Oh, I sent it.
And he was under the influence. Hi, Dad. I like how I was like, what are you looking at? What did he say?
He said my name. Oh, this one?
Yeah. Yes, that one. Yeah, so that's the lady that got hit. Man was zooming.
I thought this was a joke, like a meme video.
No, that's the real footage. Where the lady who passed away, which we'll talk about, that's her in the first. That's her. He rear-ended her.
Seriously?
Sending her car flying 500 feet and being engulfed by flames with her dog and her in the car and being pinned. So people were attempting to try and get her out right as it happened, but she was pinned and obviously just a horrific accident.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
the man was a whole joke.
No, the man was literally trying to like go back to the future. He was trying to go into hyperspeed. 156 miles an hour.
I literally laughed at this because I thought it was a meme. And now I feel bad. I was like, oh my God, that's Henry Ruggs. Like, it's a joke.
Yes,
yeah. I didn't know this was the video.
No, that's the thing. So that was the last, like moments. So yeah, that's I'm surprised he didn't get as hurt as he did.
Yeah.
Like saying that like maybe like a broken leg or something. Like at least something that's like
he's in a neck brace though.
Yeah, I mean that's probably I don't know how serious that was. Saying that like all the events after that didn't really scream like, hey, I have a broken neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, here's what I wrote on it. I mean, obviously horrific accident again. Henry Ruggs III was involved in a drunk driving incident that he caused. Not only did his actions lose him a job as a professional NFL football player, but he killed a woman and her dog by hitting her car from behind at 126 miles per hour, which was at the time of impact, 126.
Yeah.
127. He was going 156, so obviously there was an attempt to hit the brakes, but also there was a very, very severe attempt to accelerate, sending her car 500 feet from the collision, then setting that car on fire from that incident. No, he actually didn't set it on fire, but, and engulfing the car while others had to sit there and just watch the incident unfold. Which obviously,
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a car burn on fire.
Me too.
Have you?
On YouTube.
Oh. I've seen it in real life. I was driving down. It was like a late night DoorDash.
Yeah, you told me this.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling this for the audience. Bear with me. I was driving a Jack in the Box order all the way to this apartment that I actually haven't delivered to. And it was, semi-early in my DoorDash. And I DoorDashed pretty late, so there was not many people on the road. And there just happened to be a car on the side of the road that was just in flames. I don't know if they were committing suicide, if, somebody arsoned it themselves.
Yeah.
It was like an abandoned car. We're going to come back for it. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Because I remember seeing, like, firefighters and ambulances. I was hearing them as I was going. And, yeah, then I turned, like, heading to the highway over to Liberty Lake. And then just, like, see the freaking fireball from, like, a mile away. And then you can feel the flames, like, 2 lanes over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. But, again, I don't know what the motive or causation was. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously, we know the cause of this.
Yeah.
And so he's being charged for, obviously, DUI, reckless driving, vehicular manslaughter.
Oh, my.
You know what vehicular manslaughter is?
No.
Vehicular is like vehicle.
Oh.
It just sounds different. You're not saying it vehicle. But he's also getting charged for DUI and reckless driving in response to his girlfriend who was in the car at the same time. Because, like he's responsible for her well-being as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he's getting charged with that. Obviously lost his position on the NFL team, the Las Vegas Raiders, who we support in this household pretty religiously. Maybe not religiously. We support him. Yeah, dad definitely. Everything that he has is Raiders. So yeah, I mean, obviously really sad to see.
Yeah.
Somebody like him who, when you watch him on the field, you're like, damn, dude, that guy's really good, and then just
kill someone.
Yeah. Just one of those days. And not to even mention Max Crosby, one of the defensive ends. He got charged with like a DUI when he was in college.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Man, and the Raiders are just full of Raiders.
But yeah, I mean, he, obviously hit him hard, because, that's your teammate, right?
Yeah.
Or probably somebody, that was on a different team that he didn't know, maybe a little different. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tragic incident and a tragic thing that had happened. I forget her name that had passed away. I know it's like an alliteration. It's like T first name, T last name. But yeah, I mean, like, how do you prevent that?
Yeah.
If you're her, like you're just driving at 4 a.m. in the morning.
And then you come.
Yeah. There's somebody barreling down with high beams on, getting closer and closer. And then find out that you just got sent 500 feet in your car.
Yeah. And
are pinned and your car's on fire.
And the poor dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Her dog was in the back seat. Yeah, just a really tough incident to kind of talk about.
Yeah.
This is like not even to mention like what's going on at the festivals too. Have you heard anything?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
If you guys never told me anything about it, I probably wouldn't have.
It's okay. You didn't even know about the Alec Baldwin situation either. No. So I don't know what's going on in your life, Caitlin.
I just don't look at stuff.
You're just caring about the basketball.
I just look at
caring
sports.
About the basketball. Yeah. You just tell your Instagram how bad Cade Cunningham is.
Because he is.
How much of a GOAT Tyler Hero is.
No, and Hasbullah.
And Hasbullah.
Yay high.
Yay high. He's a stud.
I love him.
He's pretty
cool. He's fighting soon, right?
I think so.
That little.
I love it when there's like the one guy in the middle and there's two in. Hey.
You can just basically just go like
you can like grab them from their head. They're super funny. But regardless, wanted to also talk about like the AstroWorld Festival.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd year that it's gone on, if I'm remembering
Correct,
it right.
Yeah.
And this time it was just way different. Way different.
Definitely way different.
I mean, yeah, saying over 300 people got injured
and 8 people died
and 25 people hospitalized.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Because people were like raiding?
Yeah, so there was multiple causations to it. So one of the main causations of a lot of these injuries. No. That wasn't it. A lot of the causation for a lot of people passing away and, falling unconscious and being injured happened to come from people trying to accordion themselves, like accordion, like this. So this is probably how it should normally be, and pretty evenly dispersed. People are just jamming out, enjoying, the music. But people started to shift forward, and they continued.
Where's the concert?
Well, regardless,
where's the stage?
The stage is there.
Oh,
right, and people are moving more towards the front.
Yeah, and you can't.
So what happens to the front people?
They get impeded.
Yeah, so they basically get compressed, and I don't know if you ever seen like a front crowd, like people are like trying to lean over the barrier so that they can, at least they probably are at the same time trying to get up, but then that just makes room for people to step forward. So, with over, 1,000 to 10,000 people doing that, a lot of people passing out because of how hot it is, you're literally like body to body with a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people passing away because of it, simply because not even that. There's a video of people like literally breaking through a giant, probably like 8-foot, 10-foot fence that has like a cover over it so you can't see through it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these concert goers literally just said, screw it. We're going through that and we're going to break in. And obviously with a fence in your way, you're going to trip over something.
Yeah. Which
literally everybody did. And so imagine you're like the first people, first wave to go through.
Yeah.
And you fall, and then literally, 600 other people behind you are trying to get through, and you're just getting trampled, Like, people are literally just like being animals in a way, They're like literally not even thinking.
Survival of the fittest.
Or the dumbest. Or the dumbest. So, yeah, I mean, it's just mind-blowing to me, Like, imagine yourself, it just like brings out like a different person in you in a way. It just doesn't make any sense,
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just, I saw this one TikTok. I know it might be like a little insensitive, but I found it really funny in a way. There was like, it's like, imagine like, like passing away. I don't know. So in the scene, so I should give more context to it. So there's this scene there's, like police and paramedics, people who can, perform like CPR. It looked like they were doing something. I don't know if this person was unconscious and they made it seem worse than it, might be. But it was the funny part of it is like, imagine like passing away and the last thing you hear is bass boosted Travis Scott. And he's just singing up there on the stage. And this is where it really irks me in a way, okay? This is where it really irks me because you like literally he's on top of the stage up there. He has his auto-tune.
He's performing and you just...
Well, he's not even performing. He's literally looking at the guy unconscious being carried away from paramedics. And he just, yeah. Like, say something that's like, hey, like, make sure, like a PSA. Make sure, like, to stay safe, don't be animals out here. I'm gonna, like, cancel the show,
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be an ultimatum, but just, like, something that's just, like, hey, like, you don't need to, like, be acting this way. Saying a lot of Travis Scott fans are probably generally, like, pretty... What's the term when they're not ravey but
crazy,
like a mosh pit, like mosh pit-esque, So I mean, it's just like when literally like paramedics are going all through, like there's like 4 different spots that these paramedics are, and like not literally like, hey, not one PSA at all. I mean, this is just from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like literally like somebody passed away, and then Drake comes out.
Seriously?
Yes. Like, not even a stoppage of the show, Like, obviously, they probably don't know that this guy's just passed away, But at the same time, it just irks me because, like, there was nothing
said.
Nothing said. Like, there was literally people climbing some of the security things and being like, hey, stop the show. Like, this guy just died,
Yeah.
And, like, not one person even listened, You know, like, I mean, yeah, it's probably hard when like 150 decibels of Travis Scott and auto-tune is, you know, ringing
Playing,
everyone's
yeah.
ears. So it just didn't rub me the right way. And I imagine there's a lot of other people that did not rub the right way. I mean, as unfortunate as it is, you know, like, obviously Travis Scott's intention isn't to
Do that.
you know, have
happen.
Have it happen by any means, but at the same time, there was just nothing,
Sad.
you know, nothing said to kind of forewarn, like, hey, we don't need to be acting like this. So at least for me, that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know how you feel about it.
I didn't even know it happened, so I don't care.
How do you feel about like not saying anything? You know,
I don't care.
you don't care.
What? Someone can ask me about something, I'll be like, I don't know. I've never heard it, so I don't care.
I mean, we all typically never heard it at one point, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the ordeal with AstroWorld. They canceled their Saturday festival, and I wouldn't be surprised if the entire festival's canceled.
Yeah.
You know, just because of everything that's gone on. I mean, the footage, like, how do you put together all this stuff?
Yeah.
You know, there's one of these TikTokers that I followed for some time, like probably about like a year now. His name's Attorney Tom. And he's an attorney.
Like, is this Tom the Cat upgraded?
He's transformed into an attorney, an attorney. But he, you know, does like a lot of things for like liability, stuff of that nature, especially like individual stuff. So like if we get hurt,
Yeah.
you know, while we're doing something as, you know, for a job, like we're a construction worker, you know, and we get hurt by any means and it wasn't our fault, just like these concert goers,
Yeah.
you know, it's not their fault that they happen to be squished and died, or hurt by any means. And regardless, that doesn't exactly all fall onto, you know, like AstroWorld and that whole thing, but it does fall onto people. But Attorney Tom, he like posted, he's doing like the lawyering for people, like the people who have passed. So it's pretty cool to kind of see it all come full circle. Like him, I followed him like a year ago when he was talking about something. I forget what he was talking about. But then I like followed him and then followed him up ever since. So
Yeah.
he popped up on my like following yesterday. I was like, oh, it's like nice to see that, you know, things are coming together.
Yeah.
Any plans, Caitlin, for the rest of the day, the week? I know you got some schoolwork to work on today. Homework.
I have a driver's ed test Thursday.
Do you have a drive this week or is that next week?
Drive this week too on Friday.
Nice. Are you excited?
No. What?
You're not excited?
No.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. What?
I'm sure you'll do great.
Okay.
This is the Caitlin that I get when she's tired.
Because I am. And I heard my name. I'm like, yes, but then I realized you can't hear me.
Yeah. I was like,
You can't hear me!
There goes the screaming again. I was like, Caitlin! Caitlin!
And I was like, yes. I wasn't going to come up.
But you came up, and I'm glad you did.
Okay.
It's like I have something exciting to tell you.
Okay.
All right. Like, okay, I won't tell you then. Doesn't seem like you're interested. I'm not. No, I wasn't actually saying it to you. I made this
Shut
TikTok
up.
like. I think that's all here.
Good night. Peace. Love ya. We out.
I guess this a great way to wrap up the podcast. Oh my god. Well, that's a great way to wrap up the podcast. Goodbye, Caitlin. Thank you so much for watching the Realest Podcast, episode 19. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and all to our audio listeners, we appreciate you. At least I do. I don't know about Caitlin. She'd probably just tell you to suck your mom or something. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching again. We will see you guys next Sunday for another podcast. Have a good one. 07. Peace. Peace.